Chapter 1: The Identity Game. Who are you when no one is watching? The identity game is the most foundational because every decision you make is filtered through who you believe you are. This isn't about your name, job, or background. This is about your story. Are you the victim, the fighter, the survivor, the creator? People stay stuck not because of their reality, but because of their identity. If your identity is rooted in trauma or limitation, you'll unconsciously protect it, even if it's holding you back. You can't outperform the identity you've accepted. If you believe you're broken, you'll sabotage success. If you believe you're meant to lead, you'll rise even in setbacks. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who had been told since childhood that he was a failure. His father walked out. His mother struggled with addiction. Teachers overlooked him. Friends mocked him. And by the age of 16, he believed it. Believed that he was unworthy of success, unworthy of love, unworthy of peace. Fast forward to his late 20s, he had talent, potential, ideas. But every time an opportunity showed up, he backed away. Every time someone believed in him, he questioned their motives. Every time he got close to winning, he self-destructed. Not because the world was against him, but because his internal story didn't allow him to succeed. Winning didn't match the identity he had lived in for so long, so he lost, on purpose. Until one day he looked in the mirror and asked a new question. What if everything I believe about myself is a lie someone else planted? That question changed everything, because it meant he could choose a new identity. Not based on pain, not based on his past, but based on who he wanted to become. That's how the identity game works. Your identity is not fixed, it's fluid. It's shaped by what you repeat and what you accept. And the scariest part? Most of us don't choose our identity. We inherit it from trauma, from parents, from the crowd we grew up with. We adapt our identity for survival, then forget we're allowed to update it once we're safe. Here's another story. A woman in her 40s had spent her life being a caretaker. She was always the one to show up, the one who gave, sacrificed, made peace. But secretly, she resented how invisible she felt. One day in therapy, she broke down and said, "I don't know who I am unless someone needs me." That was her identity. Not because she chose it, but because it's how she learned to earn love. If she wasn't helpful, she didn't feel worthy. So she overgave, overcommitted, and quietly broke down. Her healing didn't come from doing less. It came from seeing herself differently. She began telling herself a new story. I am worthy of rest. I am valuable without performance. I don't need to be needed to be enough. And for the first time, she started building her life around joy instead of obligation. This is the power of identity. How to recognize when you're losing this game. You sabotage things when they're going well. You feel guilt when resting or succeeding. You downplay your wins because they don't feel real. You keep repeating the same patterns even when you know better. This is when you know the old identity is still running the show. How to win the identity game. 1. Write your current identity script. What do you believe about yourself? Write it without judgment. 2. Expose the lies. Circle every statement that came from someone else. A parent, a bully, a moment of trauma. 3. Choose a new narrative. Who do you want to become? Write 5. I am statements rooted in your future self. 4. Act in alignment. Every day, take one action that matches the new identity. If you say, I am a disciplined person, then honor your schedule. 5. Create proof. Identity isn't built on affirmation alone. It needs evidence. Keep small promises to yourself and celebrate the follow-through. Reflect. What identity did you adopt to survive? Who do you become when you're afraid? What would change if you fully believed you were enough? Practice exercise. Look in the mirror every morning and say your 5 I am statements. Say them until they feel less awkward. Say them until they feel possible. Then say them until they feel true. Because the truth is, your identity is your thermostat. You can only live at the level you believe you belong. Raise your setting, and your life rises with it.